The Lemon Squeeze Show is here to inspire, empower, and illuminate women around the globe. As entrepreneurs, role models, warriors, the glue that holds families together, trendsetters, career women, and mothers of the earth, we face obstacles daily. We conquer the inevitable. We persevere beyond measure. And we flourish unapologetically. It's a fact that life will bring you lemons. It's a choice for you to make lemonade. Welcome to the Lemon Squeeze Show. That's what JoJo knows. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
You are tuned to the Lemon Squeeze Show here at WPSN99.com, and I'm your host, JoJo Knows. And I have my beautiful co-host, Constance B and Mizz 31. How are y'all doing?
Hello. Well. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous.
And I'm doing well. I'm feeling good. I am doing well.
I like that shirt, Miss Constance.
Me too.
Girl, I'm just...
Look, why you didn't get me one?
Look glitzing.
Just a little glitz.
Well, how long you had that? For a while?
Yes.
That is so
you know,
cute.
all the sequence stuff, you never get rid of it. I mean, unless it's just like done. Yeah. Because sequence just always come back in style.
It has come back around.
My mom had some cute sequence outfits that she didn't had like forever ago. And then when she wears them, when it comes back, everyone's like, oh my goodness, where'd you get that from? And it's like,
your mama is fine.
Years ago.
I just had to put that out there. She is so beautiful and fine.
I get it from my mama.
I wasn't talking about you.
I get it from my mama.
I was talking about your mama. But you are fine and beautiful too.
Oh.
She knows she looks like a mama.
Mm-hmm.
Try y'all just
but then when I
call her all this love.
But then when I call her beautiful, she be like, oh my gosh, it's a bad angle. So without further ado, I'm so excited about this week's show. We have a special guest.
Yay.
In regards to love, relationships, and same-sex marriage.
Oh.
Yes, so we're going to get a chance to ask him all questions that just come to mind. And then our love and relationships, we're going to keep him on the air because we have a juicy topic for that as well. So without further ado, I'm sorry I'm laughing, you all. We've changed the furniture. And so I keep looking at a wall instead of the camera.
Right.
So I'm apologizing
in a different angle
because,
now.
Yeah. So that's why I just laughed, because my producer's like, hey, come back. Focus over here to the left. And so without further ado, though, Buck, the Love Doctor, we already have him on the air. Hello.
Yo, what's up?
I know that's right. Oh, he done brought the energy. Yes. So, our topic this week, love, relationship, and same-sex marriage. I don't even know where to start. I guess I want to take it like back. So, Buck, can you tell us tell us a little bit about you. I don't want to share, who you are. Are you in a relationship? Are you married? Can you just give us a little, little blurb?
Snippet.
Yeah, a little snippet, and then we're gonna attack afterwards because we're gonna have so many questions.
Of course. I am a 40-year-old male from the Orlando area, and I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for about 5 years, a real healthy one. And the person I'm with has encouraged me and molded me, and I molded them to be just a great person. And I think that's what it's about when you're in a relationship. It's love. And you have to know how to deal with that. And with love comes a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand that. I think they get, involved with love and think it's supposed to be easy. If it's easy, it ain't love.
Oh, that's good.
That's
good.
Right there.
If it's easy, it's not love.
And so, and being older, you say you're 40, Buck. Let me ask you this. So, is it something, because I know there's always a topic, or it always comes up in media or just in general. Do you think that individuals are born in the LGBTQIA, I think I hit them all, community, born, or is it things that occur in their lives to make them then be attracted to, a different sex? How does that, what is your opinion on that?
I'm glad you asked me that question. So since you asked me that, I am a gay male. But with my situation, I'm going to speak personally first, and then I'll go ahead and address your question. But my situation, I don't feel I was born that way because I've been in relationships with females. I have a son. I've been in relationships with females, but I think it's a choice. And I may get dinged for this, but a lot of people feel like they were born that way. But I know a lot of people who were not born that way and chose to be with somebody because of the way that person makes them feel. I feel like if somebody makes you feel good, then damn, how can you fight that? If they make you feel good and you have an attraction to that person, then that's what it is. You know, because right now, if I wasn't in a relationship with somebody, who knows who I would be with? It can be a female. You know, it's the law of attraction. It's the law of attraction. So I don't feel like they're born that way. I feel like it's a choice. Some people may feel that way, but I think that's a choice. My dad always told me as a kid that no matter what it is that you do, you choose to do it, and if you want to stop it, you can.
No matter what it is, it was a choice to do it.
I like that, and I like that, and then just the reality of like it's okay, like it's your, you know, you weren't attracted to the same person you were attracted to yesterday, but for whatever reason you met this individual and you connected at a deeper level, and you did not, you know, go astray from that just because of them being male or female, you know, so that we address both sides.
I just have a I just have a question. So with saying the last statement that you just said, as far as it, you know, it's a choice, and the way you feel about it, it's a choice and not that you were born that way. So is it just, do you feel that it's just it's a choice that you make with this, like the same sex? Like what was it, a choice like when you were younger and then it still just progressed as you gotten older, or was it a choice in your life in your mid 30s? Because I just, you know, you gave your age. So how did that choice turn into the same sex is basically what I'm getting at.
Absolutely. Okay. With me, from the ages of me born into my teens, into my 20s, my early 20s, I didn't have an attraction for no other guys at all. But I would always be able to say, oh, that's a nice looking guy. You know, I could say that without feeling bad by giving a guy a compliment. A lot of males, straight, quote unquote, won't give another male a compliment because they feel like it's going to make them look a certain way. Right. So with that being said, I was always able to do that. But with my choice is, when I found somebody who cared about my feelings, who cared about my intellect, who cared about me being authentic, that was what I went for. And this person showed me that information. They showed me that. They gave me that. It wasn't just saying, oh, I can make you happy. But when you show me that you can make me happy and you elevate me, it's about elevating yourself and being with somebody who loves and care about your feelings, your emotions, your family. When you find that, whether it's male, female, then you have to go with it. I mean, if you're fighting that, then you got an issue. But if you meet somebody who gives you that, then what are you losing? You already been losing before that. Because 9 times out of 10, you found nobody that did nothing for you, that didn't give you none of those feelings, whether it was the same sex or the opposite sex. But when you find that, why are you fighting that?
Right. Understood. I understand that. So, and what is far, you know, because I actually have a sister who, she has always been attracted to women. She fought it, you know, when going through middle school and high school. And then finally when she graduated is when she really just let all of us know. Well, we knew anyway, because we could see it, you know, it was just what it was. But she finally opened up and let us know, you know, what she had been battling with. And so now she's made the choice to have a total sex change and name change, and you know, the whole entire
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we talked about my sister before.
Awesome. But you didn't tell me she had already agreed upon doing the whole sex change. That's awesome.
Yeah, she did. So she went through with it, and she's married. And and I actually shouldn't even say she, because it's not even, she doesn't, it's not even that part. So with something that, you know, that way, and being it, I experienced her coming out. How was that with you?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, with your family coming out, because I noticed or heard you say you have a son. So how did that process go for you? And what would you give advice to, someone else that's battling with opening up to their family and their loved ones?
I was gonna say the same thing because we have a lot of viewers, some straight, some bisexual, some gay, some transgender, and so that was the question I was gonna ask Constance B. So Buck, love doctor, talk to us.
A love doctor gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you all the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Every person's coming out story is very difficult and it's very different. With me, I come from a large family. I have 10 siblings. I'm my mom's oldest son. So you can imagine how difficult I thought it was going to be for them. But like you just said, if these people love you and that you stay with your sister, you already knew, then nothing is going to change. I don't expect my entire family to agree with what I do, but they're going to respect what I do. And that's the one thing you have to get and start to internalize is respect. Once you demand that and you put that out there, you won't have an issue. Right now in my community, I can go to any straight club, I can go to any hood club, I can go around straight guys, and I get plenty of respect because I respect myself. Now, with your sister's situation, it probably was difficult because she said she always knew. So battling that thing of hiding who you are can sometimes consume you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the result of that is doing something drastic. Not saying your sister did, but it's doing something drastic.
Right.
With me, I knew exactly who I was. I knew exactly what I wanted in life, and it was always love and respect and honesty and somebody to appreciate me and help me grow. So I didn't have an issue with telling the world who I am. You're either going to accept Buck or you're going to walk away from Buck. And if you walk away from me, you weren't meant to be on this elevator that's going up with me.
Understood. I understand that.
And just to be, and I hope I don't get this wrong, but isn't what you're talking about like a person who just sees love and they don't see the sex? Isn't that what they've now made the proper, like the terminology for asexual? Is that right?
Yes. You're
Yes.
right. And I have a niece actually who tells me all the time I'm asexual. And I respect that. But people automatically think that when they say that, they're crazy, they have all these kind of issues, they don't know what they want. They're clear on what they want. They're clear. They love everybody. And whether it's a male, female, transgender, they love that. And how can you blame them from just wanting love? And if it takes them to get it from that way, then that's what they want to do. What we have to understand as individuals, and I'm speaking from a big-ass love aspect right now, we have to understand as individuals, everybody's love chart is different. The way they want love is different. The way you want it, JoJo, everybody wants love in a different way. And everybody has different boundaries of what love is for them. As soon as people get that, whether they're transsexual, whether they're straight man, gay man, and know who they are, it's always going to be okay at that point because at that point you know individually who you are. If that makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
I
Perfect.
have a question.
And in our community, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that in this community where people look for love in so many different places and they're just trying to find someone to make them happy. I know transsexuals who are with actually lesbian women. I know transsexuals like as women, transgender women who are with a lesbian woman, but that person makes them happy and they fulfill them. And I know some transsexual women who only want a straight man, but they're transsexual. So that's where it gets a little bit complicated because again, who am I to tell you what kind of love makes you feel good? Everybody wants that feel good. You want that feel good moment.
Right.
You want that feel good, and when you lay down and you throw your arms around a person, when you come home, you want that feel good moment. And that's your individual love.
I know you're saying moment, but you want that forever. Like what your expectations are, what you know you deserve, and what you want to give is an expectation that you want all the time. But I do get what you're saying in the moment. I'm just kind of like saying it that way too, so that our viewers that are watching us live and everything, they know, like, yeah, we do mean moment, but when you are a certain way and you want, the love, the respect, the loyalty.
Exactly.
You want that with that person, and as I'm understanding how you are saying it, whether it's from a male or a female, if that's what you're open to, and then the male or female, it gives you that back, that's what you go with and you hold on to it. So I understand that. I understand.
And let me just, not to cut you off, but let me just tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that goes back to why we have a lot of men or women who live their life on the low.
Oh,
don't go that wait, but hold on. We gonna talk about that later.
Now you touching on something. Now you really touching on something.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, hold on. That's for
But
love and
the
relationship.
love doctor do that. The love doctor do that. So I'm gonna talk. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask you a question.
That's
I forgot what it
perfect,
was.
and I love that you're completely open and was willing to have this interview with us, because it's a lot of things that we
I know what I was gonna ask.
don't look at or don't know about, and so I'm glad you're shining some light on things for us.
Absolutely. And then
Yeah.
I got a question. Why do you think that so many, not to talk about the DL aspect of it, but why? And I think we've gotten a little better in society, because now it's just more open, and it's more, respected. We have gay marriage now that's been legalized, and so it's just different in our community as a whole. But why do you think that so many men still are so big on trying to separate or making a big deal when they come into contact with a gay man or a transgender? Why is it such an issue? Because
Oh wow.
yeah, why do
Wow.
you think they respond that way?
Okay,
Because
let me tell
I'm
you
like,
something.
grow up. It's 2019. Get over
I'm
yourself.
gonna say this to you, sister. I'm gonna say this to you.
Okay, brother.
I like
Whatever somebody else do is not contagious.
I know that's
the first
right.
thing. Let that marinate. Whatever somebody else do is not contagious.
whatever
goes back
somebody
to what
else
I-
do is not what their actions are is not contagious.
It's not contagious. So it goes back to what I said. If you are secure in who you are and you are individual,
preach.
I can be around anybody I have straight. My best friend is a straight man. My brothers are straight men. And they will come around my gay friends easily because they're secure in their manhood. They're secure in my sisters, they're secure in their womanhood. So at that point, why what Adam does make you so mad, John?
Right.
Why is it making you so mad?
I've been trying to
what
figure this
happens
out.
So what happens is, let's go back a little bit. So what happens is this. You are either upset or scared that some kind of emotion that you are hiding is going to be brought out, that you say, I'm going to put up this big macho man role, and I'm going to put up this to make somebody know I'm definitely not that way. And in reality, now you're in the closet because it looks like you just exposed yourself.
I'm laughing, but
So,
that's the truth.
ladies, women, if you're listening, and we're not going on the DL talk, but if your man is gets so angry when someone walks in the room and they act real crazy, maybe your man might have some underlying stuff he ain't told you.
And that's
I
just
don't
maybe.
think, I don't think that's
Exactly.
necessarily true.
That's maybe. That's why she said maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary.
I said maybe.
I don't even think so. Maybe.
Hold on. Let me say this, though.
Well,
I
but
don't think it's
I don't
that way
think it's
with
maybe.
every.
Period.
I
I
don't
think it
I don't
depends
think
on.
it's a maybe with every man. I don't think it's a maybe with every man. But let me tell you this. I don't speak from experience. Usually, there is something that those people, and I say those people, I mean the LGBT community, that makes you upset. And again, if you know who you are, why is that making you so upset? It doesn't mean you have to hang out with them. It doesn't mean you have to go home at night with them. It doesn't mean you have to party with them. But why, when they walk in the room, you feel the need to open your mouth, say something, be negative? If you know who you are, when you go home at night, the way you handle your business is a different story from how they handle their business. So let them do it that way. And you say, hey, I don't agree with it, but I respect the fact that that's your business. It's all about respect. Respect is given to an animal. If you don't give that animal respect, that animal gets crazy on you. So just remember, seriously, just remember
right.
that you have to understand the underlying situation is respect. It goes a long way. And I think a lot of people do that. And I'm not just saying men. I have women. Well, I don't want to be around her. She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. Well, is she gonna make you a lesbian? She can't make you a lesbian. I don't want her in my presence.
Right.
I've
heard that before. That's why I'm laughing.
Me too, because I heard it because you hitting right on it, and like you just said, it's some type of underlying issue where you have to look at it and think to like, well,
why are you so mad?
Yeah. Something like what happened to
it
get
could have
you
been something that has happened to them in the past.
Exactly.
And not necessarily saying that they are against every. They probably don't mean to be against every person, but something could have happened in the past where somebody has traumatized them.
And to go back to what you said about something happening to people earlier.
Well, how about, hold on, Buck, let me stop you 1 second, because y'all are about to, it seems like y'all about to dive into something else, and we got to go on a short break, and so we're going to leave the listeners, like, right there. So make sure y'all to stay tuned, because we're going to answer this question. Buck the Love Doctor and Miss 31 are, duking it out.
Are they?
And we're back, everyone. You're tuned into the Lemon Squeeze Show here at WPSN99.com. And remember, we are the Problem Solving Network. Before we tap back into our topic, I want to take this moment to give a shout out to our sponsors. Miss 31?
Yes, let's give a shout out to Journey Peer, Now Matters More, Retreat Behavioral Health.
Yes, thank you all. Thank you.
We can play like a little horn or something.
Exactly. You want me to make it more special?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sponsoring
it is very
us.
Special.
Because without you, we would not be here. Yes, and if you were tuned in or if you weren't tuned in, we are talking to Buck the Love Doctor about love, relationships, and same-sex marriage. And right before the break, Miss 31 was chiming in and saying that she disagreed with the thought that there might be an issue with others when a gay or a lesbian or bisexual individual walks in the room, and you have these individuals who have so much negativity to share with the world about their feelings about someone else's life. And so what were you gonna say, Miss 31?
I was just saying that it's not necessarily true that someone may be down low or they may be someone who is fighting,
latent homosexual.
Yeah, it is not like that. Sometimes people have hard religious beliefs that they really follow and they go by. You have things that have happened to people in the past that makes them uncomfortable when just coming around people who are gay or transgender, transsexual, whatever the case may be. So I can't say that's necessarily true, because my sister, I'll be honest, she doesn't have a problem with gay people, but what she does have a problem with is like being super affectionate, like kissing, in front of her, just certain things, because she's respectful to a manner like I'm a heterosexual, but I'm not like tonguing my boyfriend down in front of you or like doing some crazy stuff. And she's not gay. So I can't necessarily say. So it has nothing
to do with gay or not then. She just doesn't like public affection.
Okay.
Well, what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying. So someone saying like, oh, she has a problem with that is because she's necessarily fighting her own temptations of
No, I don't think he meant that when I
No. I'm just saying like even walking in a room and just saying like, oh, like I don't like someone who's overly flamboyant. You know what I mean? Like that bothers me.
Let me make this clear, because I think I may have said something that maybe put something different out there. But let me say this. Do you realize when I walk in the room and I see you sitting on your man's lap, or you hugging and kissing him, can make somebody else feel uncomfortable? But that's not my business.
Right.
That's not my business.
Right.
And I have sisters and brothers. I'm just not that type. I'm not flamboyant. I'm not that type to do that in front of my family out of respect. That's just who I am, because I have nieces and nephews who really look up to me. But most of the time, and me and your sister may be the exception to not liking that, but most of the time, it may be something that happened to them in their past. It could be that they dislike what they see because it brings back some type of memory.
Right.
But when you get to the point where you are extremely angry and you hate them, now something else is going on.
Okay.
Now something else is going on. Because even if I met you and you said, I'm this lesbian woman and I'm a straight man, and I meet you, I'm a lesbian woman, you kissing another woman would not make me feel uncomfortable because that's not my business. I'm not going home at night and giving away what you got in your box. I'm not giving that away. So I don't have nothing to do with that. I can't. The one thing we have to learn as humans and individuals, you cannot control no one else's mind, their box, their mind, their heart. You can't control those things because those things belong to an individual, not to a family.
Right.
Not to a family. And as family, I think sometimes they can be a little bit overbearing. My mom is a devoted Jehovah's Witness. My entire family is. But I've never, ever, ever heard one of them judge me and say, "Oh, you're going to hell, you're going to die, you're doing something so wrong." They sit back and say, "You know what? I love you. I don't agree with it, but I'm going to let you have what you got to deal with, and you face God with that situation." And that's the end of it.
I think one of the important things, though, how you doing? My name is Lui. I'm the producer here. I think one of the important things here, though, is one of the things you did say, Ms. 31, is the religious aspect. And I think that needs to be respected as well, because I do hear people, accuse people that are very religious as being homophobic. They're not homophobic. They have a religious view. And I think there's a difference between homophobic, which is a person that actually beats down and hurts others simply because them being gay, as opposed to if you have if there's something inside you that speaks to a certain religion, and speaks to you, and you believe that this is, truly what's right for yourself, then you could disagree with others who maybe go outside the boundaries of whatever that religion is, whether it be you're a murderer, whether it be, you are a cheater, or whether you be gay. And I think that's what you were kind of indicating as well, right? Because I do not. I'm not a religious person, but I do respect people of religion. And if they take issue with something simply because of their religion, I don't put them in the same category as somebody that hates on me or someone else,
right?
Just because of a choice they made or because of a sexual preference.
Right.
And I agree with that. That's why I said maybe. But at the same token, like, there are a lot of religious individuals who have attractions to the same sex, but because of their religions, they're fighting and they're angry with themselves because they can't really, tap in because they're worried about what everybody says and what's instilled in them.
And that's
when you have to evaluate yourself and figure out if this is the religion that you need to go, because
that's right.
If you're having self-hate against yourself because a religion is telling you to have self-hate, then you need to reevaluate what is best for you.
Well, that's why, like with my sister, that's how things were between that in the short form. We were always raised that, you marry a man and the man, all that. And so then when my sister, like I said, and she's not my blood sister, she's my stepsister, but that's my sister. And so when we seen it, and as a young, when she was younger, it was like, oh goodness, but then when she came out, it was, it was just what it was. But because we love her, we accept what is. We accept her wife. We accept her having a total sex change and becoming a man now. So, but it is different because it's not what we were taught or we were raised that was the right way you do things. So it was hard to accept in a sense.
Miss 31.
Yes.
So
you know what you just said?
No, that was Constance.
That's Constance B. Talking now.
You know what you just said? You know what you just said?
What was that?
You just said that when it happened, you guys accepted it. A lot of people don't because they do not know how to adapt to change.
Well, that's
true.
That's true.
Show.
That's true.
You making it a dollar bill if you can't adapt to change.
That's true. That's true.
And let me tell you something. I understand that the man I was at 17, the man I was at 25, the man I am now at 40 in July 41, I'm not going to be that same man that I was at 40. I'm a different man. So people have to understand change happens. A lot of us can, and go back to what you said earlier about the religious beliefs and people that stand so firm in what they believe from the church or whatever religion it is. That's just like me going to you and saying, why are you smoking weed? Most people that go to churches or in religion, they smoke weed every day. But that's
Did you
not
just
me
say most
judging.
people smoke weed every day?
No, he's saying with the religious part, like you're so religious, so but you.
Yeah.
But
But
see the
nothing
thing,
says that smoking weed is against.
but
like,
no, but
it's
it's
a bad
still
thing in
something that.
religion.
Yeah, but
It's
you're
still
supposed
something
to.
It's
that
not
some
that.
religious
No,
people-
it's you.
But it's
Well,
still
some
something
in
that
some
older-
religions it would be.
It's still something that most religious people, like the ones who are from the Pentecostal and they're like 60 and 70 now, you shouldn't be smoking weed. They go crazy on you about that.
Right.
No,
A lot of
I
people
don't-
now in the,
I don't think
in
it
the
has to do
modern,
with
in the
religion.
modern
Some
Christianity,
religions.
It does.
If you
smoking
honor
every day.
anything else, that's like a sin to God. And so if you
Well,
honor
the thing
marijuana-
about it too, if
Well, I
you're
don't think they're
worshiping or
honoring it. I
praising
think that's more of
and
just an old school thing because it was illegal and.
I think we gotta wrap this part of the show up.
oh,
but
it's
what,
so good too.
Yeah,
oh,
well, we're
man.
gonna keep Buck the Love Doctor on. But
Please, because he's bringing so much life to this now.
It just made me think about this. And I grew up very religious. My mom's Seventh-day Adventist, father, I'm a preacher's daughter, and all of that. And my mother, is really big on like, oh my gosh, abomination, blah blah blah. But she's not like nasty or disrespectful. If she sees
That's the key.
If she sees
Right.
she'll like say to us her own personal opinions, but she's never like outwardly like
treating people differently and things like that.
Things like that. But I do, and this comes from like I won't say I'm so religious, more spiritual, and I have my relationship. I go to church and everything, and I have a strong relationship with God.
And that's what's
But
important.
I think one of the challenges that I would say to just anyone super religious tuning in, and this is just my own opinion, is like just to channel that, like the Bible, yes, if you read it, or whatever Bible you read, or whatever you call it, depending on your religion, like, yes, I grew up on, that's being...
Listen. That's a whole nother topic.
It is.
That can go so
Or you
long.
can say focus on the love part.
Right. So
Focus on the love
So
part.
the point I'm trying to say is that if you are, religious, like it's the Bible also teaches you to love and
is
to
what's
not
important.
judge, and you know what I mean.
And Jesus was
preach
around
it.
all
You better
kinds of
preach it.
people.
Right.
All kinds of people.
It is not our job to crucify anybody. Like from what the Bible says, God has the judgment day. We ain't judging anybody. We're just here to love. You try to do the right thing.
Share Jesus'
Be
love.
happy, and that's what we're here to do. So you might disagree with someone's belief system or not believe in their choices. Relationships doesn't have to be just the gay man. It could be like with the women or the man who date the married woman or the man. You know what I mean? Like it's still
many
sin.
levels, yeah.
And so just like come at it with love versus hate is what I always stress to the world.
I'm glad you said that. And I'm a lover. I've always been that way. I love everybody.
Good.
And I find good in every single person. So I used to expect that from our human race, but now I understand that it's not going to always be that way. People are not going to love you all the time for who you are. But if you give them that love back, you can change mine.
That's it.
Trust me.
That's
Yes. And with that being said, Constance B's inspiration time. Give us a second, Buck the Love Doctor. We'll be right back. It's your turn, girl.
Well, and the inspiration today is to what I'm taking from our conversation today is just operate out of love. You don't have to, accept what someone else's decision is, but respect them for being a human being and keep all your negative comments to yourself. And you get what you give. So if you're going to give off that bad energy and you're going to be nasty, then you might as well accept that it's going to come back in return. And that is my inspiration today. Share more love and less hate.
Yes.
And
I
that was
like
off the
That was
dome.
off
That was
the
off the
cuff.
dome.
I like that, girl.
Man.
The inspiration is natural.
And
Must be the butterfly shirt.
right? Before we go to break, you guys, I got a lemon juice of the week.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. Oh, she got... Because last week she did your CB inspiration.
That's right.
So all of a sudden now she's inspired. Like, I got lemon squeeze of the week now.
I do got a lemon juice of the week.
Lemon juice. Let's get it.
And so I saw on social media, I don't know if you all have, a Morehouse student did not have a babysitter or no one to watch his baby.
Okay.
And he brought his baby to school. And there's a picture of the professor actually holding the baby while teaching because he told him he would take care of the baby so that he could take notes.
Okay.
Isn't that just beautiful?
Teamwork.
That's cute.
Yes.
And that's good. That's so
like
beautiful. That's
Turning your
beautiful.
lemons into lemonade.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's also showing that the instructor, how he was able, or she, because I didn't see it, put aside thinking about, well, we're in school and this is the code and this is what. No, let me help out so you can get this done.
Until he gets sued for something, and then next thing
it
you
was
know, the
so-
whole rules change because people are litigious.
Now everybody bringing their baby to class.
Exactly.
Oh my
Right.
gosh! But it was just beautiful to see. The professor had like the baby on it, the little baby
That's
bag.
funny.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
Good.
And so we will be right back, and it's love and relationships. Y'all know we have Buck, the love doctor, on,
That's right.
and the topic. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you all so that you all can get ready.
All right.
Men on the down low. Is it really that many?
What?
And what are the
You
signs?
mean man-loving men on the down low? Is that what you're trying to say?
Right.
Yes,
right.
men on the down low. Is it
Ooh.
really that many? And what are the signs? So, ladies, listen up. If you're call your home girl, it's about to go down. We need to know the signs.
That's
And Buck, the love
right.
doctor, is gonna give it to us.
He is here to help us.
Be right back, y'all.
Right back at ya.
Come out wherever you are.
What I'm talking about love. Talking about love and happy, yeah. Talking about love and happiness. Love and yeah.
Go on, LJ.
Yes, love and happiness. Ooh, which coincide with what we're talking about, just loving and not
Perfect,
hating,
perfect.
regardless of who a person chooses to love, marry, be with. Like just love. And so I gave a sneak peek of what our topic is. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump in
repeat
it because we always run out of time here. And so men on the DL, if you don't know, down low.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really that many? Because we hear so much like nowadays, like, oh my goodness, it's so many men on the down low. You don't know. Well, I'm gonna ask the love doctor. Does he think that's true? And whether or not it's true or not, we still need to know the signs. Like whether it's 5 of them or 5 million of
right.
them, we need to
Just
know
give
the
us a
signs
few
of
top
down low
ones.
for the ladies, just in case they're in a relationship and they're questioning.
The guy's doing a few questionable things, and we want to know, like, what's up.
Yes, if you are questioning, or your friend is questioning whether or not their man is on the down low. Buck, love doctor, help us out.
Okay.
That laugh
right,
scares
so
me.
Yeah, the signs.
That sounds like
Let's
your
start.
laugh when you're about to tell us a strange something.
let's start here. Again, none of this is contagious. It is not contagious. I am a 6'5"
Oh, you are.
handsome man.
He is
A
handsome.
handsome man,
Woo!
and
He
I'm
is.
gonna tell
scared
you
now.
something. It's gotten to the point in this time and day and age that more people that hit on me are straight men. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. I get a text message, a DM, a messenger message late at night. Hey, what you doing? Let's go hang out. I'm drunk. I just want to chill with you. That's not normal man talk. I have straight brothers, and I was once a straight man. I'm not calling no man at 3, 4 in the morning saying, hey, man, what you doing? You tired? You up? I can't sleep. Man, you should come over and let's just have a drink. Not saying that every man doesn't have a relationship with their brother or their friend that way. But most of the time, when you're reaching out to a man who you know is openly gay and respects themselves, you're trying to get into something. You're trying to get into something. If you go into the mall with your man and you see your man eyeballing the man every 3, 4 seconds or looking up and saying something about them, not saying, oh, I like his shoes, I like his jacket, I like his chain, but they got something to say about them, 9 times out of 10, they've already given each other eye contact. That eye contact speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Most men are on the down
So, but before you say that, so basically, the same thing, like when we get mad about your man, like, eyeballing that woman, you saying we need to look out for him eyeballing the man, too.
You better preach it. You better say it a little bit louder for the ones in the back.
Hey, that's
Always
what I like to say. That's what I like to say. I say that too. Got to say it louder.
Listen, because listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And again, I have two straight brothers who I know are heterosexual by 100,000%. But my brothers are not gonna be staring at no man in the club and be like, "Well, what's his deal?" If you're staring too long, they're trying to figure out what's wrong. If you're staring and when you walk off, I've seen them do this to me 1,000 times. I can be with my sisters, and they probably think my sisters are my girls, and they look at me and give me a nod, nod. And they do this at gas stations. They do this at doctor's office. They do this at work, and they'll make it known. You know, I'm not gay, but I do like to play around a little bit. And one thing I want to put out there is this: the way a woman knows her body and what she likes, a man is the same exact way. I'm not saying every man is that way, but once they get a taste of that, or that's in the back of their mind, and down low doesn't mean that you're gay. Down low means that you like what you like when you like it. And that goes back to what I said at the beginning.
That's true, because gay means you only like men, which is not true.
I mean, you can be bisexual.
Exactly.
But you're not gay. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. Say it again, baby. Exactly. So when you have these certain type of people, a men or women, whoever who is on the low and living this certain life, the biggest thing they're afraid of is exposure. So anything they gotta do to conceal that, if it means arguing with their mate, I'm not that way. I hate that. That ain't for me. I don't know how people do that. They're gonna do that, and that's when your red light should go off and say, "Ding, ding, 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 ding." Something's wrong.
Why so angry about it?
Yeah, why are you so mad?
But they do that with hookers and stuff like that as well. Though there's a lot of men that do a lot of kinky stuff.
Yeah,
even with women, like they like like dominatrix and stuff like that. So they may be big, powerful men to everybody else, and then all of a sudden they go hire somebody and they get
sit on their face,
urinated on, and crapped on. Weird.
I've been in situations. There's been situations where I can name men who are high profile, doctors, lawyers, cardiovascular surgeons, celebrities who have deliberately. I knew what time it was with them, but I chose not to do that way because one thing I'm not going to do. I got 7 sisters. I ain't playing around with nobody's man who with some woman. That's just not what I'm going to do. Now, you have a lot of gay men who do that. That's their preference. I just don't. But a lot of these men are attracted to someone who makes them feel a certain way that the woman can't when they need it.
But, I've heard that also from, like, women, like lesbians and bisexual women, that they're with a woman because a woman knows how to please another woman because she is a woman, and that they know how to please a woman in a way that a man can't because they understand the woman because they have all the parts. And I have heard that
they
from
have all the parts.
they
have all the parts. And the thing is, I'm glad you said that.
I've heard that from
people,
lesbian women.
Most people who go into same-sex relationships, they were missing something in their heterosexual relationship if that's not what they had the entire time. They were missing something, and they went to the same sex to give it to them, and they feel the void that the other sex couldn't. Now, again, that's that love that they was looking for, baby. That's that love that made them feel, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to know what I need. This is what it feels like when I'm sad. This is what it feels like when I'm a little bit upset. And they nurture that.
But sometimes it's out of trauma, though, as well. Some people were traumatized very young, and they were. Some guys were sexually molested by men, and therefore they associate that sense of pleasure or that sense of joy attached to that childhood memory that they may or may not even have. Some women were sexually molested by men, and therefore there's a hatred or an aversion towards males because it reminds them of that. Therefore, they're against that. So we do have to pay respect to a lot of individuals out there that have suffered trauma, and therefore, for the rest of their life, their sexual preferences that they live with are based on some aversion or some sort of thing that they had no control over.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
On that note, let me put this out there. And I empathize and I sympathize with those people who's had those kind of issues. But let's say this. Anything that hurts you so bad and traumatize you, are you going to run back to it?
Some
do.
have.
Some
I've
do,
heard
bro.
that. I've heard it, and it's what they end up enjoying, and they actually just and it just stayed that way. I have a few friends that are males, and that was the story that I was given, and I didn't question it too deep. I just accepted that's what it was. I mean, of course, I might be like, well, you didn't ever, try to be with a woman afterwards, and it's just the feeling that they get is not the same with a woman, so they just chose to, and it's a choice. Because they could have chose to say, you know what, that's not me. I didn't want that. I didn't ask to be touched. I didn't ask this, And so this is how I'm going to live my life. But they chose to still be with the same sex.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. And you're right. They did not choose to be molested. They did not choose to be treated that way or violated. And
Right.
the person who did it was an evil animal.
Right,
But
right.
at some point, again, it goes back to me with the power of choice. At that point, because you made me feel this way, I'm going to choose to disassociate myself with anything that involves this. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate you, and you may be angry at those kind of people, but I'm going to move away from it just for the sake of my own sanity. And again, that goes back to being an individual. Being an individual. Not everybody can do that and say, well, I'm strong at who I am. So when that happens, it may be a repeat of what hurt them.
Right.
But overall, nobody wants that feeling of being hurt. Everybody wants the feeling of being loved and to be able to say, I overcame.
And we
His
just
phone just
and
died.
we
And-
just
Yeah.
lost
and you
him.
know what?
And he was
That
hitting
was
on
a
something.
good-
Yeah.
And I was just about to ask you a question based on what he was saying, because your question was, the signs and symptoms, right? Or like, how you girls would know. And what I was going to ask you is, like with guys, I wouldn't care. Like if my wife wanted to be with another woman, it wouldn't bother me.
You all look at it.
So I don't
differently.
care. The signs and symptoms would be just, well, hell, let me know so we can just add that to the party. Whereas how would you guys view that? Would you view that as, well, then this is not the kind of guy I want to be with? Is that what it would do?
Yep. I don't want to be with a guy that wants to be with another man.
Well, I want to be with
Even
a guy
if he
who
wants to be with you,
a-
he just wants that every once in a while.
I don't want a guy who wants to be with another man. I don't want a guy who wants to be with another woman. I don't want a guy who wants to have
Anything
threesomes.
but you.
Yeah. Like,
Well, not that no, but if
No, I get what
let's say
you're
if
saying.
your
I get what you're
preference
saying, though.
was like, in other words, if Dana would say, "Hey, Louis, I've tried this, I like it. I would like to, if you're interested, let's bring it to I said I would want to know, let's bring it to the party. I wouldn't bring it up like, hey, Dana, let's bring another woman. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I wouldn't view it like she's cheating if maybe that's the question. I wouldn't view it like cheating because it would be another woman, but I'm not saying that's the right thought. I'm just saying me, personally. I think other people would view that as cheating.
Right.
And so I guess what I was asking you guys, that if your guy was interested in bringing something to the party, would you
Right.
view that as, hey, you're not the guy that I originally thought, or would you consider that cheating as well, even if you were present?
Yeah, after
I
we
wouldn't
had the
consider it
conversation,
cheating.
like after we had the conversation, and I rejected, and then it was still something that I seen that you truly wanted,
Right.
and then then you start you start doing different things, not coming. Then at that point, I have to know that, hey, I'm not really making you fully happy because you want something else. You keep bringing it up, and then you're starting to do these. You're watching actions too. So at that point, I think it's good to just let that person go, and so that way you don't get hurt because you're
that's
gonna
not
get hurt.
That's
But
not
I
as much
wouldn't.
of a thing. Have you noticed that? That's not as much of a thing that we're, women are bringing two guys to the table and because the guys want to be with each other. There's a hell of a lot more women that are a lot more open.
Well, you
to,
know what? And
to
it's a
open
swinging.
sexuality than
Because I
men.
think it's more acceptable
That's
To
what I'm saying.
women
for
to be-
women to be with a woman to be with a woman,
Right.
but not for a man to be with a man. Because I've,
Right.
you hear all the time, like, you can, like, relationships.
for a
You
girl to
can
be
bring
gay.
you can bring a woman into the bedroom,
Right.
but you better not ever. That woman better not ever say, like, I
Right.
want a man to come in the bedroom, whether it's for the woman or the man. That's when they're like, oh, heck no.
But that's what made me ask this question, because if we're saying it's about acceptability, that means as many women out there that are just open being bisexual, that means there very well may be that many men that are really that open to it, but they're not doing it because it's not acceptable. That's what brought it up, and like, whoa.
Right,
There's
right.
probably a lot of men out there with a lot of curiosity
I mean,
that
it
because of the
is.
acceptability factor, they don't engage in it.
I think they
Well,
have to be with that
That's a lot.
woman. They got to be with that person who's like
Okay.
They're-
with it.
open,
yeah, like they're in the same place.
It's
I don't
31
think
is so not like
I don't think it's I don't think it would be cheating though if the person allowed someone else to come into the bedroom.
Right.
It's like not cheating because you agreed upon.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
If
but
the person really,
I personally would not.
You wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it the
wouldn't go
sex?
down.
I
Ain't
wonder
no
if
like
it's the. Is it the sex that is wanted, from the guy, that urge? Because I know women who use toys on their men,
Right?
And that's because that's what he wants.
I would
but
think
he
that's a
doesn't-
sign.
But he,
I would too.
Because you ain't bringing that toy.
Yeah,
with me.
right,
I'm
but
not
I know, but it's and they have a
I'm just glad
marriage
that
and they're
it
doing
is
their
a
thing,
choice.
and so
Of
is
being
it
gay.
the sex or is it that male
I'm
that
glad
other
you said
male companion that should and that you are wanting? So I don't. That's what confuses me. Is it the sex of the man that the guy would want to be open up to, or is it just a full on having another like physical body, man, emotions?
Yeah, I don't know.
Throw it down.
And I think another one of those signs that if he would have been in long enough, he probably would have said, those guys that work out a lot, that are really into other men's figures,
Yeah.
like the six pack. Sometimes that's a little,
Yeah,
if you're into the body, the male body that much, how can you not be looking at it, admiring? Because I've heard a lot of guys say a lot of admiring things about another guy's body, and it does make you think, like, well, if you like it that much, why wouldn't you want to touch it or feel it? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Caress it.
The way he's talking about it is the way I would talk about a woman.
Right.
And if I'm talking about like the way you're looking and the way you're sounding, if I would talk like that, it's because I kind of want to touch it. You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense.
So I would think that maybe there's a lot of latency there that people don't allow themselves to explore. And maybe
But you know what? I you just made me think about something else, and that's just me being like playing, the devil's
advocate. Yeah.
I like talk about women. Like someone probably would think like I like a woman. Like if I see a beautiful woman, like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. She's so fine. Blah, blah. But
Like
I don't.
Taraji Henson.
Yeah, I don't. Well, no, she's more like my sister.
Oh, okay.
But like somebody like with a bad body and beautiful face, I'm like, oh, she's gorgeous. Like her breasts are just bada bing, bada boom. But like I don't see them like.
You want
to go and lay down
Yeah,
with her?
I
and
don't-
find
I don't
out?
know.
Compliment a woman.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know
there's
if
any
it's
constant.
the same.
I don't think there's any
You know what I mean?
constant.
But I
not
would honestly
constants.
think that, like, which is where the double standard comes in, because I would question if I heard a man like that.
Right.
But I think it's because we hold a different standard to the man as well.
Yeah.
You know?
My microphone was sounding funny because that thing was plugged in, so I unplugged it.
I think this is double. Like a.
I think there is a huge
it's
double
a double
standard.
standard.
But it makes us think that if in 2019, because women are allowed to be completely open now, it's almost like a given to a guy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
all it's almost if you would
It's almost
ask
like
a
a
group of
high
100
five.
guys,
Oh, you like women?
no, but if you would ask 100 guys, are all women bisexual? I think we would say just about all women are bisexual in 2019.
Negative.
No, but I'm just saying we all feel like that.
You spoke up
it's
then.
so exposed. It's so exposed to us as men. I
Right.
don't think there's many men out there that haven't been in a situation where all of a sudden two girls are like together.
I mean,
you
you
know
hear
what I
it
mean?
in the songs all
so,
the time.
So, but we're not like that yet. And I say yet because it appears that that's where it's going, because the way men are much more feminine today than they were when I was younger. What I really like about this guy is he didn't have any of the obvious signs of the past.
Right.
And the obvious signs of the past are the flamboyancy,
Right.
the change in
No,
the way
he's
you
all
speak.
masculine.
He just seems like
He's
just
just
a
a
regular
regular person.
guy.
Yeah.
And so for a guy I like that guys like that are speaking up and speaking out, because I think that's more the norm of the real gay man. I think the flamboyancy, we've only seen the tip. Not to make a pun. We've only seen the tip of what's really out there. I think most gay men are exactly like this guy that was just on the phone.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
don't sound
But
it, they
that's why
don't
you
look
have
it, and you
children
don't
down
know.
low.
And
They
they're
have
not
the-
admitting it. I would like
But
to.
that's why you
I
have
believe
so
it.
many
I
on the
believe it.
down low. I
Yeah,
think
I believe it.
you touched it.
Right.
It's
I believe
because
it.
there's a lot more that are just regular individuals.
Regular people.
And because of religious or
Right.
whatever reasons,
Yeah.
they can't just
Yeah.
say this is who I am.
Right. Interesting.
Well,
So
I think that's
before we close up, Ms. 31, you got to say something on the
wish
show.
we could have asked him about the Jesse Smollett case, being that Jesse is in that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring him back
I wish
on a
we
different
could.
topic.
That would be perfect
Yeah.
to see what his thoughts are. In
I
the
thought it would be good
community.
anyway. Like kind of every now and then, like
Yeah.
get a.
Some of the
Yeah.
same regulars
I mean-
that are good guests.
I'll
Yeah.
just say,
Why are you so quiet?
well, no, I was just processing a lot of things as he was talking or whatnot. I mean, I appreciate the fact that he did say being gay is a choice. I do appreciate that, because I get tired of hearing I'm born this way. I just knew from day one. Like, you really don't know from day one. You know what I mean?
But
You
how
have
do
to-
you know when you ain't gay?
You have to. I just don't feel that people are born gay. I feel that as you grow older, you may like being gay, like want to stay a man and be with another man. I don't believe you're born that way.
But
it's
why?
Different, it's different from your sister. Like people who feel like I was born a female, but I should have been a guy. I really think that's two totally different things, and just in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's something.
Well, yeah, because like I said with my sister, we knew from elementary. Like
and it's
you had
not,
to force her
I
to
think
put
some
on a
people-
dress.
yeah.
You had to force
Now
her
that-
to.
I think there is a
agree.
percentage of
Yeah.
individuals where DNA factors are playing,
I do.
but I don't think it's
Somebody
everyone.
just born-
because I do as a
Yeah,
counselor
of
for
course.
28 years. I've been doing therapy on people for 28 years, and I've counseled a lot of gay people,
Right.
and a huge amount
choose
of
it.
gay people. No, I'm not going to say that though. I'm going to say a huge amount of gay people were molested or abused at some point. So I have to know that the thing that we don't allow ourselves to talk about as a nation, because it's not PC, is to say, unfortunately, a lot of people are living out their trauma, and we're not calling on it because it's just taboo to talk about.
Exactly.
It's taboo to say that it's a choice for some people. It's also taboo to say it's out of trauma for some people. It's easier and it's more PC to say that they were born that way. And unfortunately, there are different types of everything. There are different types of guys that like older women. So I liked older women because I was sexually abused by an older woman.
Right.
So I guarantee you, it wasn't just because I love older women.
Yeah.
It was because I was put in that direction through trauma.
Right,
And so, with that, JoJo, you're just gonna have to start closing up.
All right.
I love this week's show. Buck
Yes.
the Love Doctor, shout out to you. Thank you for coming on the air and just being so transparent with us and sharing your life, as well as just sharing your thoughts and views on, LGBTQIA community.
What is IA?
A,
Okay, never
I know
mind.
A,
Never mind.
A is asexual. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll have to look it up. But I think I got it right. Well, with that being said, down low there, it's out there. We don't know, we don't have any numbers to give to you all, but it's out there on both sides, women and men. The best thing is just to be open and honest. Like, it's nothing worse than not being true to who you are for whatever reason, whether it's religious
Live
or
your total truth.
Exactly. But if you are, I hope you tuned into this show this week and you got some insight, or you're able to make some choices that you weren't able to before about being who you are. I want to say to everybody, regardless if you're against it, and you are religious, and the Bible speaks, and that is what it is. That's your views. That's the understanding of the Christianity world. But that doesn't mean,
WWJD.
Tell us about it.
that does not mean you have to be mean and hateful
WWJD.
towards individuals who just have a different way of loving, or a person who they love that you disagree with.
That's right.
And with that being said, I'm your host, JoJo Knows, and my co-host, Constance B and Mizz 31. We're out.
Deuces.
See ya. And I keep looking at this goddamn wall.